Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. It's so good to be back. It seems like forever, but it's only been a week, right? So let's get started. Let's talk about it. Let's get started with this conversation. So for the last few weeks, I want to say for the past few weeks, we have been, or I have been talking about, right? Just being in alignment, right? I talk a lot about alignment and paying attention to ourselves and just living more intentionally. And one thing I've realized is that many of us don't intentionally lose ourselves. We do not wake up one morning and decide to just disconnect from who we are or what really matters to us, right? It's a gradual process. It happens slowly, one responsibility at a time that we start to neglect, one obligation at a time that we start to resent, one postponed dream or a dream deferred, one ignored feeling, one, I'll deal with it later. Until one day, what do? We realize that, wait a minute, we're becoming really good at managing our lives, but we're no longer fully present in them. And so today, I want to talk to you about what ignoring yourself cost you. And this is not to create guilt or to shame you, but it's really just to invite you into a space of awareness. Because awareness is where meaningful change begins. And so I'm going to cover like 3 areas. And the first is, have you stopped asking yourself how you're doing? Have you ever asked yourself how you're doing, right? So I would say for many of us, asking how are you is something we ask everyone else all the time. But when was the last time you asked yourself that question and really listened to the answer or felt something, right? Not the polite answer, not the productive or politically correct answer, but the honest answer, right? Like I often ask myself, how am I doing, right? But we're so busy moving from one responsibility to the next, or you're so busy that you stop checking in with yourselves. And when that happens, you start to drift through life on autopilot without even realizing that it's happening. And so living intentionally begins by paying attention to how you are doing. The other thing we have begun to do is we normalize exhaustion. And I'm going to include myself in this one, right? This second sign is that we start believing that exhaustion is just simply part of who we are. We start telling ourselves, I'm just busy. This is just a busy season, right? I'll rest later when I'm finished with this season or this project or this thing that I got going on. And sometimes what we are calling a busy season quietly becomes our lifestyle. And when exhaustion becomes normal, it's really difficult to recognize when something in your life is no longer aligned with your goals and where you're trying to go. And being tired doesn't mean you're doing anything meaningful, that you're doing something meaningful. It just means you're doing something, right? Sometimes it's simply a sign that you've been carrying more than you were ever meant to carry, and you need to step back and take inventory of what you're carrying and what you have on your plate. And then the last thing we do is we manage life instead of experience it, right? So you're doing everything that needs to get done. The bills are paid. The children are well taken care of. the hubby is good, the work is getting done, people can depend on you, you're Miss Reliable, right? And from the outside, everything looks fine. But somewhere along the way, you stop asking yourself what brings you joy. You don't even know what brings you joy anymore. You're like going through the motions. You don't even know what gives you peace anymore. What feels meaningful? You're so focused on managing your life that you stop experiencing it. And there's a difference between managing and experiencing it. Right? And so, these are the 3 things you need to think about. Have you ever, or do you really take inventory of how you're doing? Are you normalizing exhaustion? Right? Like, are you wearing exhaustion as a badge of honor? And are you experiencing life? Like, are you getting up in the morning and your feet hit the ground and you're excited about your day? Or are your feet hitting the ground and you're already tired before your day gets started because you're managing life? I want you to process those things. And if you recognize yourself in any of those 3 things, I want you to remember this, and I want you to remember it without judging yourself, right? Because this isn't about judgment, and it's not about you being a failure. So I don't even want that to come into your mind. But it's about you simply inviting yourself and giving yourself permission to pause, to take a moment to become curious and reconnect with yourself and become aware of where you are. Because awareness is the starting point. And when you're willing to honestly look at where you are, you then begin to create space to decide where you want to go and what you need to do to get there. And so if you're ready to take that next step, I love to go on this journey with you. In fact, I've created a program. It's called the Alignment Audit. It's designed to help you slow down, reflect on where your life is today, identify the areas that no longer align with where you see yourself going or the season that you're in, and then come up with a plan. And I will include more information in the description below. And so what I want you to realize is that this program that I created, no pressure, but it gives you an opportunity to either sign up to do this program on your own, at your own pace, or to do the program and incorporate a coaching session with me, right? And so there's 2 ways to experience the Alignment Audit program. And I want you, right, to just think about if you're ready for that next step. And with that, I just want to say thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. If anything in this video encouraged you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I read every comment. And I want to leave you with this question. What is one area of your life that deserves more of your attention right now? And I also want you to ask yourself, how am I doing on a scale of 1 to 10? How am I doing? All right. So until next time, take care of yourself and keep living intentionally. And I'll see you in the next video.